I got the finance minor, graduated with economics major on whatever,
Mhm.
and all it taught me was basically how like it took me years to get out of it and look at it and go, I was taught a theory from the 1800s that's bullshit, and everyone's
Yep.
still riding with it.
Yep.
And it took me, I was it
Oh,
just
you
made
mean
me
Marxism?
so angry. Yes.
So you mean Marxism?
Yeah, I mean, they taught me
Sorry.
statistics, but then like how to run a statistical model. It's like, great, I could have looked that up in like an hour. But and then it's like, and then all that taught me is almost all statistical models that we use are completely useless.
Well,
Um,
the old adage that there's lies, damn lies, statistics. I would then add polling, and then British
British
polling.
polling, yeah,
British polling is next, and then now we're to the point of it's MAGA right polling, because that's just an extension of British polling.
yeah, Rich Barris
Like
and those
Rich
guys.
Barris and Brasmussen and all these guys,
I
they're
really,
they're they're worse than the lefties, because they're purporting to be better at it than Quinnipiac, which we know is, for example, we know Quinnipiac, like they just throw Trump voters out of the mix, and then they can label half their likely Democratic voters as likely Republicans, and then publish a Dem plus 17 poll and go, see.
I don't know how anyone serious can cite polling data unless they think their
Yeah.
audience is stupid. Like it's ridiculous.
I mean, you remember, I did a thing for one of the recent market reports about a month and a half ago. I finally just got tired of listening to some of the members of my community like quote polls back at me, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go through some basic statistics for you. The basic why we do statistics. We do statistics to gather data, tease out the signal from the noise,
Mhm.
in order to be able to make a prediction with that data as to what's going to happen next. Only collate we only curate the data in order to be able to support or falsify a hypothesis. That's it. So, polling data that does not correlate directly to outcomes in elections is useless. Now, if you are the people in charge of stealing elections, all you have to do is reverse engineer the process by controlling the outcome and then writing the polls that predict the outcome that you already know in advance. So
Yeah.
what I mean by this is they know they're going to steal the election on election night, and that it's going to be, and that we're going to have, a popular vote of X versus Y, and it's historically a Dem plus 3 seat, and amazingly, the Democrat wins by 2.7 points, and they know that because they goal seek the number in a spreadsheet. And then the polls were written the entire time to leading up to that to ensure that when they wrote the outcome, that's what we're going to find out in about 10 days. We're going to find that out probably within the next 10 to 30 days. I don't think Trump has longer than that. I think Tulsi Gabbard was out. I think she went out today or something. I think I saw something today. She's like, we have definitive proof that Maduro and the company were that they were goal seeking numbers through Venezuelan servers. They were probably doing it in Serbia. They're probably doing it in Italy and yada, yada, yada. So what I'm getting at is that when you have that, then you can't use the polls for anything, because the numbers are even goal seeked. And if you believe that this pollster's more accurate than other pollsters, that's just a confidence operation. That's just a grift. That's no different than the guy who calls you up and cold calls you and says, "We found out that there is something wrong with your Windows device, and we can see it." And then you find out that it's some friggin' poo who's trying to scam you out of all your money out of your bank account.
Yep.
Like, it's no different. It's the same process. It just looks like it's real because there are numbers, and people want to believe numbers because numbers supposedly don't lie.
Yeah, and use big fancy words like, opportunity costs or eschatology.
Or eschatology, and then all of a sudden, we're all arguing. Because we all stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night, right? We all know about the red heifer and the third temple.
That's right. We're
how
gonna
about
build that third
no?
temple. Jesus is gonna come.
How about no? And this is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, but so all three of us grew up in the Adventist church, so we grew up in eschatology, like big time. Like, what was funny to me about all the Adventists that I was around, because all of my family's still Adventist, and once COVID happened, all that eschatology, all the end time stuff went out the window
Mhm.
and everyone just forgot about it. I'm like, dude, they're literally doing Mark of the Beast stuff. And I'm like going, hey, like, come on, where's everybody? It's like, no, it's sickness. It's very serious. Oh God, this is
It's the
terrifying. This goes back to the narrative warfare thing that I wanted to,
mm,
because to me, that's the choke.
yeah.
That's the railhead is cognitive warfare, narrative warfare, even higher than information warfare. Information is kind
Mhm.
of the junior leagues for this, because this is how we think about things.